Hello there people, today's video is going to be about going on holiday. Now obviously everything's starting to open up again now and everyone needs to be praised. They've done fucking fantastic all the way through this pandemic. All the way through it, everyone's fucking did as we're told. They've stayed in the house, they haven't gone out. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's been fucking good, they've did what they were told, and now that it's drawn towards the end of it, everyone's wanting to relax a bit and go on holiday again and stuff like that. All I'm trying to say is that instead of fucking booking up to go on a cruise, to book up to go to the fucking Spain, Benidorm, wherever the fuck you're gonna go to, don't bother. Visit your own country. Visit your own fucking place. I mean, there's loads of fucking fantastic places to visit in the UK and we don't have to go abroad. We need to start putting back into our economy. We need to build our economy back up. All the people who's fucking missed out on we last year, like fucking all these seaside towns, things like that, they need we. They're fucking desperate, and it's just the right thing to do, innit? Why should we go and put into other countries' economies when we could be putting into our own? Build it up again. You know what I mean? There's loads of fucking fantastic fucking places. I mean, I live in Northumberland, and just in Northumberland alone is fucking unbelievable amount of places to go visit. You could go and visit the castles. There's fucking any amount of castles. You could go into the Lake District, sit and chill at the Lake District around the fucking Keilor. They've got the Keilor Observatory there, so you can go at the night time and fucking see the fucking stars and the fucking galaxies. And it's actual dark place. It's a designated dark place area, Keilor. Not just that, there's fucking places like history. Cragside House up in Rothbury in Northumberland. It was the first fucking house in Britain to have lights. Even the Queen came to see Armstrong's house. She was fucking that impressed with it when she went back to Buckingham Palace. She was like, I want lights in my house as well. There's a place called Wylam, home of the fucking Stephenson, the father of railways. George Stephenson. Also there was a man from there called I can't remember what he was called, but he was the inventor of the Puffin Billy. A Puffin Billy is like a little fucking barrel what you can heat up with water outside fucking, and he was called Billy, but he used to fucking wheeze. He had a bad fucking chest, and so they called him Puffin Billy, but he invented that, and that's from fucking Wylam. There's a place called Bedlington in Northumberland, home of the Bedlington fucking Terrier dog. People come from all over the world to see them. I've been in Bedlington before because I used to live there, and there was someone from America who fucking came all the way to Bedlington just to fucking see like people's Bedlington Terrier dogs and see the town where their dog came from. A little bit further up north you've got fucking a place called Long Horsley, home of the famous suffragette lady called Emily Davidson, who ran in front of the King's horse to fucking bring alertness to fucking women's rights and the right to vote. Not just that, you've got fucking Hadrian's Wall. I mean, fuck me man, you can't get like a better fucking stamp on Northumberland than Hadrian's Wall. If you ever go to Hadrian's Wall, what you want to do as well, you want to visit the fucking most fucking famous tree in Northumberland, and it's called Sycamore Gap. That's literally in the middle of fucking Hadrian's Wall. It's actually featured on Robin Hood, with fucking Kevin Costner in it from years and years ago. Him and Morgan Freeman, they've got a scene at that tree, you know. But fucking, like I say, there's loads of fucking famous places like that. Get yourself away up to Sea Houses up in Northumberland, home of the fucking Bamborough fucking castle. One of the best castles you'll ever see in your lifetime. It's my favourite castle in the whole world. There's fucking nothing compares to it. Even in the same town there of Sea Houses, there's a fucking museum dedicated to a young heroine lass called Grace Darling. Her and her dad basically fucking risked their lives to go out of a fucking rough as fuck sea where there had been a shipwreck. No one would go out. All the men were being pussies who were saying, fuck that, I'm not going out and that. Grace Darling, her and her dad, boom, got the boat out, fucking straight out, rescued all these men. She was only a young lass, 12, 13 I think she was at the time, and she still fucking, her and her dad rowed. This is before we had fucking engines on the back of the boat. They fucking rowed out to sea and fucking rescued all the men. And she's got a fucking a museum dedicated to her, the Grace Darling Museum. Not far from there you've got a place called St Cuthbert's Cave. That's where fucking St Cuthbert went and hid when the fucking, I think it was the Vikings or something, came to fucking storm onto the beaches, he was like, alright, fuck that, I'm bailing to fucking St Cuthbert's Cave. You can actually go to it, it's like a little mad little fucking cave, and you know, it's, honestly, we've got fucking unbelievable places. Blythe Beach, one of the fucking nicest beaches, one of the nicest scenery you'll ever fucking see. Lovely little beach huts on the beach. You've got the Blythe Battery, where they defended the shores in the Second World War. You know, this is all fucking history, man. You should be visiting this. You should be showing your kids, saying, look, this is fucking proper history. Well, do you want to, what would you rather do? Would you rather do that or go and sit on the back of a fucking banana boat getting pulled around Benidorm? Fucking hell, man. And that's what I would rather do. But that's just me. Like I say, you don't have to. You can go on holiday if you want, but why not just put it into your own economy? See things in your own country. It's all on my doorstep, man, people. It's all on my doorstep. That's what you need to start doing. Fucking visiting your own hometown. There's probably places in your own hometown what you haven't even fucking visited before. You didn't even know it was there. You know? So get out and discover. Get some fucking fresh air in your lungs. It'll make you feel awesome, man, at the end of it, man. You fucking learn something. You fucking put into your economy. You've breathed in fucking gorgeous air. Gorgeous, beautiful air. And like I say, Northumberland, it's a fucking one of the best fucking places to go into. I might do a video next week telling you the places south of the river, south of the Tyne, because north of the Tyne you've got Newcastle and Northumberland, and then you've obviously south of the river you've got fucking south, like Sunderland, South Shields, Durham and that. I might tell you some places around them parts of the country, but that's what I'm pushing. Get your salute, go and visit, put it into your economy. See you later, people. Hope you have an awesome day. I love a lot of yous. Take care.